It connects us on a personal level. Some of my closest friends that are like family to me now, you included, are through these associations. And I feel so blessed by that. And that will, go with me for a lifetime, regardless of where I end up or what I do. So it definitely, I had no idea when I walked up to that first meeting what I would get out of it, and now looking back, it's been an amazing journey.
Good morning, good evening, and good day to you. I am with Miss Diane Viodes. She is one of my favorite humans in the world. We actually met through the membership committee for IFMA Sacramento, and we have some exciting stuff. So welcome, Miss Diane.
Thank you.
So what exciting news do you have for us, Miss Diane?
Well, I just started a new position with Blue Sky, and I will be in the Northern California region as the business development manager for their insurance sector. I'm really excited.
And you mentioned that it's no longer the same vertical as what you have been doing. Can you tell me a bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously I've been working in the commercial real estate industry for, about 7 years now. And I still will be. However, I won't be dealing with property managers as much, but more on the insurance side. So if a property has a major water loss or fire and it goes into an insurance claim, that I'll be dealing with the insurance adjusters on it versus the property managers. So I'll still be in the commercial industry, but at a different level.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm very excited. It's a new challenge. It's exciting. It's a great company. I'm excited to be on their team and, to kind of step outside and do something a little bit different, but still in an industry that I know and I'm comfortable in. So, but I'm very excited.
Nice. And then we talked offline and you said that you were considering relocating. Are you going to just stay the same, all that stuff?
Yeah, for now, I'm going to stay where I'm at in the Sacramento area. I could eventually, if I wanted to, go closer to the Bay to be a little bit more in the middle because I will be covering that whole NorCal region. But for now, I'm going to stay put, one change at a time, I think. But I'm open. I'm open to relocating for sure.
Okay, cool. I'm so excited for you. I know you're a little tempestuous, I guess, or a little pensive about it, but I think you're going to kill it. I'm super stoked. And I love the fact that, we've known each other since you've been in the commercial real estate industry. Like I said, we met through IFMA Sacramento, and you're brand new. And I remember us going to, what is it? The Cafe Broadway. What is it?
Yeah, Bernardo.
Wasn't it? Yeah. No, the one that's off of Free, like 16th, 15th right by the theater.
Oh, yeah. My gosh, what is it called?
I have no idea.
I'll think of it. It's going to bug me.
I know, it's bugging me too. Like Monte Cristo's is all I can think of. So I don't know.
Yes, that was amazing. We have to go there again.
Yes. Yeah. How did you get into the industry, actually? I think that would be a great.
Yeah. So I came into the industry about 9 years ago. I was working at the Art Institute and I was an assistant director of admissions and with Jordan.
Oh, Jordan. Wait, Jordan.
Jordan Paulson. She's at Citywide.
Oh, right. Why did I think Liz? I was thinking Liz Luke for some reason.
No, with Jordan.
Okay.
And I wasn't happy there at all because I went into that because I wanted to help people with their future and their careers, but private education, it gets a little convoluted. So Dee Dee Hinsey worked at RMC, and I've been friends with her for many, many years. We met gosh, I wasn't even pregnant with Josh when I met her. So I've known her for 18 or 19 years. And she told me about a position, a marketing position for a restoration dry cleaner, and got me hooked up with the owner, got the interview, and ended up getting that job. And my job was all my clients were the restoration companies. Mm-hmm. So that if they had a residential, like a fire, a residential loss, the company I worked for would come and pack out all of their soft goods, and they would ozone them and clean them, get all the smoke, smell, and everything out of them, and pack them up and bring them back to the homeowner. So I used to sell and market to all the, restoration companies. And I did that for a couple of years, and that's how I got into the industry. And then from there, I got into working for a restoration company, and that's where I met you when I was at ServPro. And that's when I got into the commercial side of things, which I love. I mean, the residential side, it's harder because you're dealing with people's things, and people are, more personal, attached to their belongings, of course. Commercial was a whole new realm, and I loved it. I've never looked back. Yeah.
Yeah. We actually, just because of this move, we finally got rid of some of Eli's clothes that was from the restoration. I don't remember if you remember when you first met him.
Yeah.
He burned down the house.
Yes, so, I remember that. I totally remember that.
Doesn't happen here. Fingers crossed. I'm always like watching over things like a hawk, but it's fine.
Yeah, I remember that. That smoke smell never comes out if you don't clean it properly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it stays forever. So
I think it's cool that, like, out of the years that you've been in it, like, I've made a couple of jumps that weren't in the original, like in my original starting point, but I like that you have been able to jump through different restoration companies that have allowed you to, like, broaden your knowledge in, like, various different ways, and then also, like, ended things amicably.
Yeah, and I continue to grow. There's that word again, right? I've definitely been able to continue to grow. So I'm really grateful for all the opportunities I've had. They've all been good, good experiences, and I'm looking forward to my new adventure too. So.
Me too. Yeah. Obviously, we can't really talk about your new job that much because you don't really know what the trials and tribulations that you're going to be going through in the future. But I think that that's going to be awesome to, like, kind of revisit that later on in the year. Tell me about your year.
Oh, wow. What a crazy year, right? And it's funny, Vanessa, because I remember you and I did a, like, FaceTime or Zoom, like, in the first or second week of shelter in place. Yeah. You were the first person that I kind of did that with, right? And we were like, we need to see each other. We need to connect. Let's do FaceTime. And at the time I thought, and I think you probably did too, it was going to last a few weeks. Yeah. And here we are, almost a whole year later. And now we're, like, on Zoom all the time. And so, yeah, it was a crazy year. I think, like you and many people like us, I'm a people person. So initially not being in front of people, I really felt that. And then getting on Zoom, we got to see people, and that was great for a while. And then I felt like Zoom started to really drain me, I get a lot from the energy of being with somebody in person. And I felt like I didn't get that through Zoom. Mm-hmm. Like, I felt like I put in all this energy, but I didn't get that same output that I used to get. So, managing through that and just learning how to manage that, really, I think, was the biggest struggle.
Yeah, I felt it a lot and also the way that I interact with people. I mean, regardless, I do have those moments of, like, talking to somebody and my eyes kind of glaze over because I might be thinking of, like, something else for a second, and then, oh, whoops, I need to be back in this. And I feel like it's so much easier to do that at, like, in this time, especially in Zoom, because then you could just like log off and then text or whatever, or just not show your face.
Right.
And I'm also very happy that you were able to show your face.
Yeah.
Your hair, per usual. It's been, I wanted to talk more about like our relationship and like our friendship that we've had for this long, instead of like, I want to get more of the personal side of you this time, and instead of like what I do with everybody else, because we usually go with, okay, what company are you with? How long have you been with them? But clearly it's only day 2 at this point, so we can't do much of that. But what other association, are you going to still be in any associations?
Yeah, I'll kind of transition a little bit. I will be joining some associations that are more geared towards the insurance or even risk management type of arena versus property or facilities. So I will probably transition out a little bit of some of the ones that I've been, BOMA and IFMA. I'd like to still stay connected, of course, when I can attend things, but I'll probably have to take a step back from the role I've been in. As you know, I've been really active in IFMA Sacramento Valley. Literally, I think I met you my first week when I had gotten into the commercial side of things in restoration. And I never really looked back. I was your co-chair for membership, and I did that for a few years. And then I went into the treasurer role, and then I went into the vice president role. And that's kind of been extended with the state of things this last year in COVID. We decided not to make a change in the board and go one more year with the board we had in place. So I've been the VP for 3 years now, or going on 3 years versus 2, which was normal. So yeah, I've been heavily involved with IFMA ever since I met you. Yeah.
And that's another reason why I wanted to do this project, is because it's connected me and also anybody else, pretty much, including you, with some amazing people that like we connect with on a day-to-day, or used to. Like, obviously, like, I'm a little far from everybody now and have been for a while, but like, I still keep in touch, and you guys have such a huge place in my heart. And I want to kind of pay homage to these associations, because we've both grown so much from IFMA alone, and the opportunities that it's brought in us and continuously brings to us. Like, I think that is super important. And I just like want to create that awareness. Obviously, we have IFMA Foundation and we have Create and all that, but it's not enough. I don't think enough, like any of it is enough. And I just want to kind of like reiterate how much of an opportunity and how much growth there is.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. And I think it's, you have the professional side and the networking and working with the facility managers and property managers, but the whole other side of that, it's like the side that it connects us on a personal level. Some of my closest friends that are like family to me now, you included, are through these associations. And I feel so blessed by that. And that will, go with me for a lifetime, regardless of where I end up or what I do. So it definitely, I had no idea when I walked up to that first meeting what I would get out of it, and now looking back, it's been an amazing journey.
The word grow is such a short word, but I've clung to it so much this year, probably because it's like one of those things that you have to just like say and put it out into the universe and then make it happen,
Yeah. Well, and it's funny too, because the older you get, and granted, I'm a lot older than you, but you get older, and I think some people think they're done growing, but we're not. Like, I think I've had more growth in the last 3 years than I did in 20 years. I think our lives ebbs and flows, and different situations help us to grow or learn, or, and it's all good. That's how life is. It's interesting.
I like that art piece behind you.
Yeah. So I got that because, I want to travel. Last year was supposed to be my year of travel, and then COVID hit, and I didn't go anywhere.
Shut it down.
I know. I was supposed to go to Philadelphia. I was supposed to go to Chicago, and I was going to plan my first trip to Europe, and none of it happened. But when I put my office together, I saw that, and I'm like, that's going to help inspire me to travel. And I also put up my wall in front of me. Do you want to see it? Can you see?
Oh, the little mixed tiles.
Yeah, they're the mixed tiles, and they're all the places I've been. So New Orleans, New York, all hikes I've been on, Yosemite, San Francisco, Seattle. And it sits in front of me while I work, and it inspires me to keep going to places. So
that heart walnut you got with me.
That was from our trip.
Yeah. I was like, I recognize that photo.
Yeah. I forgot that's where that was from. See? Mm-hmm. But that's what this is here for. So I love looking up at this every day. And yeah, it inspires me to keep going new places and doing new things. So
yeah, I actually had an interview the other day, and he said you never know how much somebody can mean to you or change your life until it happens, or like until you meet them. So I feel like that just kind of follows suit with everybody else that we've met. Yeah. So it's really cool. Did you learn anything in particular from this year?
This is going to sound silly because I always knew this, but I think that people need people more than anything. I had people on my team this last year that live alone and were extremely isolated, and we take for granted sometimes the people and the impact they have on our daily lives. Even things like just getting a hug, like not having a hug sometimes for days for people was just, so we do really need each other. And I think this year showed that more than anything, and helped us to get really creative on how we can outreach to people, drive by and wave, or do a Zoom, a Saturday evening Zoom happy hour with your friends, or send them something through Amazon Prime or whatever it might be. But just, we do really need each other. And I always knew that, but I think this last year, really, that impact of that was more noticeable than ever.
I 100% agree. I think mental health has been a huge topic, and it's also really cool that it's so much less taboo than it has been in the past. Like I feel like so many people have hidden it or have been ashamed of it, and I think it was a conversation that needed to be had, and it is. Like, I mean, I think that yes, there was like a lot of bad, but there was also a lot of good that came out of it. And if one of those good is being able to talk cognitively about your mental health and depression, and it allowed people to lean on each other a little bit more, even though they couldn't be together.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah. Did you have any fun events?
Fun event. We did quite a few fun Zoom type events on the professional side and personal side. So I loved how creative all the associations got with their Zoom events, right? I did a bourbon and baking with IFMA. I did the charcuterie with BOMA, and they even did a white elephant via Zoom, which is just amazing. So that was kind of fun. Some of those events. And then even being able to connect with, my son's in New Jersey, and being able to do Zoom calls with family and have us all together on the same call was really cool too. So I'm trying to think. I've, had the opportunity to do some social distance hikes with groups of people, which is great because that's something I love to do, to get out. And so, yeah, there's been some fun stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we've gone on hikes. That was a lot of fun too.
You remember our adventure to the coast?
Yeah. With the moo cows.
Cows and the big, huge butterfly.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yes. I'm going to put it right here somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
It'll be in the middle list. But yeah, no, that was a very emotional and good trip.
Yeah.
I feel like we've had a lot of great trips though. A lot of
goodness.
Trips, going to
Denver
World Workplace.
Yeah.
We
have stories. Stories.
Do you want to talk about any of the stories?
Well, I think we have a lot of fun stories, but I think Denver, like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Everything about it, getting there, being there, the last night there, it was all ridiculous. So, for the people that don't know, IFMA, like BOMA, has a convention every year, and that's where all the facility managers and vendors get together and they showcase stuff for their companies. And so there's usually like a showroom floor, and then a lot of us stay in the same hotel or in the same area. And then there's usually a gala at the end of it, which is where everybody gets all dressed up and nice and they party all night or whatever. And at the end of this gala, there was a bomb in the hotel of where we're staying, and most of us had to leave the next morning.
It was crazy. I mean, a convention for facility managers, there was a bomb in the facility. Like, you can't make this stuff up.
No. Literally, people were like, no, you're lying. I was like, no, I'm not, because it wasn't really, I don't feel like it was well broadcasted. But I have found the article at least twice. I know that. And then.
Okay. Yeah, but we were on the streets until, I don't know, 3:00 in the morning. And then they let us in that theater until 6 when we were finally able to go back to our hotel.
Yeah.
So it was an all-nighter and we laughed, and it was it's a memory I will never forget. It was my first IFMA World Workplace. Was it your first?
Yeah, it was my first.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that was my first, because it was Denver, and then we went to
San Diego. Yeah, and I've been to Houston and Charlotte and Phoenix since then.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then chances are you probably won't make it again. But you'll get to go to all the insurance ones, which will be fun. You get to meet so many cool people.
I was going to say, I get to open up my network of people even wider. So I'm excited about that, right? It's going to be great. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. I just, like, honestly, like, every time I just see you, I just get riddled with, like, memories and emotions. So.
Aw, well, you've been with me through a lot since we met. My life is completely different, and like you said, we've both grown a lot personally and professionally. So it's been neat to see each other go through the things we've gone through, and we're decades apart, but it's like, we're like these like soul sisters. It's cool.
Yeah. My heart. You have so you were surprised by your son after like months of you not being able to see him, and you couldn't see him other than like the Zoom for his graduation.
Yeah.
That was a great story. I will add that one too. But was there any other like funny or ridiculous stories from this year that you wanted to share?
Well, this isn't funny, but it is ridiculous, I think. So, and this just kind of happened to me recently, and and the more people I talk to, I think other people are dealing with it. All of a sudden, I've got like back issues, and I think it's from sitting so much.
Yes.
Like, I'm not used to sitting as much, and some days I would have back to back Zoom calls all day. And all of a sudden I feel like an old lady, my sciatic, my lower
Oh,
back.
no.
So it's not funny, but it just goes to show you, like, IFMA was doing, we were going to do a presentation last year on the sitting disease, and it's a real thing. So just a reminder, people, get up and move. Don't just sit. We have to get up and move because it's not good.
Yeah,
not good.
especially because, like, I feel like with Zoom and working from home, we have this stigma of, okay, now you're working from home, so you have to be at your desk 24/7.
Yeah.
That's not the case. That shouldn't be the case. And they used to have this, like, campaign that said, like, sitting was the new smoking or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not good for you. So get up and move. I try to get up every day at my lunch. Well, if I could take a phone call instead of a Zoom, I pace my house the whole time I'm on the phone. But I do try. I have a 2-mile loop that I walk around lunchtime if I can step away from my desk and take the time to do it. And then I'll do that also at the end of the day. So I try to do that at least once, if not twice a day. But the days where I didn't get it in and I would just sit for hours on end, it's not good. It's not good. So I can't think of like a funny story, but that's most recently of like what has happened through this whole new, work from home thing. So I'm just sharing that because I know I'm not the only one.
Again, mental health, body issues, back issues. You got a new gym, which is cool, like in your home.
I do. That's one thing I did this last year, not being able to go to the gym. And I had a spare room because, it's just my youngest son home with me now. So I took one of the empty rooms and I got a spin bike, and I have a hand-me-down treadmill that a friend gave me. It's a really nice treadmill. And I have some weights, and I painted and I made it my own little workout studio. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I love it. I'm so happy that we have these, obviously Zoom, but social media platforms, because then I can stalk all of you.
Yeah. I know.
Do you have any words of advice?
I would say words of advice would just be to allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. We've talked about mental health a little bit, and I think oftentimes we think we have to be strong, be it for our kids or our coworkers or our team members or whoever it is. It's okay. Take a step back and be kind to yourself. And if that means a day where you allow yourself to just stay in bed or, Netflix all day, cry, not answer your phone, or reach out to people, whatever's going to help you, allow yourself that. And then we do have to pick ourselves up. We have to keep moving. And, we will get back to some sort of normalcy again. It'll start to eventually happen as the vaccine becomes more widespread. So just allow yourself, be kind to yourself. I tell that to people all the time. Just be kind to yourself, whatever that looks like. And, but then pick yourself up. Like, you can only stay there for a little while. You gotta.
You can feel sorry for yourself, but you have to have that mentality of, okay, I'm allowed to feel this right now, but just get out of it, because then you don't want to sulk and you don't want that to overcome you and your end goals. I actually just wrote a blog post that's on the website that kind of goes over that, and like self-care and like how important it is, and everybody's self-care looks differently. So like mine is obviously lifting weights, and yours is hiking, So I think I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. And what the saying, it's okay to not be okay. And that is truly, that is the absolute truth. But then you got to find those things that help you feel better. Mm-hmm. So
thank you so much for joining us today, Miss Diane. Can't wait to hear this. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Much, Eric. Yeah, we will see you soon.